Hello, my name is Nathan Wise, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my findings of my research project. As many of you may know or don't know from reading my discussion board or from reading my project proposal, I am an actor at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I have been so for about 3 years now, seasonally for their annual Halloween event called Fright Fest. It's a lot of fun for both us as actors and also for the guests. Pretty much we just dress up in very fun costumes, get to be weird, go around and scare people. It's a lot of fun for everybody. From everyone I've talked to, so they have enjoyed it. And I thought this would be a really interesting area to conduct some research because there's a lot of interesting parts that go into it. A lot of the people are very interesting, and there's a lot of assumptions about the people who work it, which I'd like to talk about, which is really fun and really interesting, actually. The main things I wanted to focus on were both why do people return year after year, and also why or how do people just flip the switch in their head to go from normal interacting people of society to monsters, these weird creatures that go around and run around and scare people. It just seemed really interesting. So those are the two things I focused on when I was researching. The first thing I'd like to talk about is why people return year after year. And from my research, which I've conducted both not only this month of October, but also the last 2 years since I've been there, I've noticed there is a distinctive stratification of the people who work there. I list them into two categories. I call them either newcomers or returners. Now, obviously, it sounds really easy because it's like obviously people who are new to something as opposed to people who are experienced have different there's obviously a different category, different, level of each one, but this is definitely different because people have different reasons for doing it that return, and people have different reasons for doing it when they're first time as they're newcomers. When people who are newcomers often have different reasons and different levels of respect as far as creativity goes. Not saying that anyone is not respected there, because everyone I've known is very, very, very nice, and everyone's really well respected, but it's just really different. Anyways, first of all, newcomers, like I was talking about, a higher percentage of newcomers that I talked to and my informants have told me that their main reason for doing it, their top reason, is because of job or money. They need a job or they need money, so that's why they're doing Fright Fest, because they want to get paid. And, it pays all right, just like your normal average job, but they just, we liked acting. They have a background of acting, and they like doing it, and they're just, their whole mindset is, we can have that fun while acting while also getting paid money. And that's just their number one reasoning is to come get money for doing something they like. Not necessarily saying it's fun. That's the number one reason I'm coming, because I like the people there. And it's just a higher percentage of people that I've talked to, that's their number one reason or one of their main reasons. On the other side, we have people who are returning, or returners, like I call them, and a higher percentage of those who are returners often say that their number one reason for coming back is the people and the fun they have while doing it. Both with just the interactions we make, it's like almost like having a family every year. And I feel the same way because I've done this for 3 years now. It's like having a family that you get to see once every year, for about a month's time, and it's just a lot of fun, and we really come together, and it's definitely a society, which is the reason why there can be stratifications, because we're all coming together to do one specific goal, to do one specific action, and that is to create this event and to make it good. So as a society, we all like to converge back together, and once you get there, and once you're there for at least a year, you're bound to make friends. And the reason I think so is because I believe that having fun together, or having fun doing something that you enjoy with other people, both bonds you very quickly and very effectively. Therefore, there has been a lot of relationships I've seen, both, friendship-wise, relationship levels. I've seen people getting, getting relationships and soon to get married from Fright Fest. Just because everyone's coming together and you're having a lot of fun. So people return oftentimes for the family, the society aspect of it, the fun. Fun and society are the higher percentage of the answers that I've given from when I talk to people who are returning of why they do it, as opposed to newcomers who are like, yeah, it sounds fun, but I just wanted the money. So it's just really interesting when I realize that people are coming just for the society of it. It's a family. We look forward to it all year. When it finally comes up, everyone's really excited to go and act together and have a lot of fun. So that's the first thing I found out. The next thing I was focusing on was how people flip that switch from man to monster, because it's people that I meet. When you think about the people who are acting at these events, your first assumption is that they're kind of strange, they have something off about them, they like to be weird. That's not necessarily true, and I know it's not everybody, but I have gotten that before. Like, how do you do it? Because I would never be able to act, I would never be able to do that, I would never be able to get that weird. Well, I definitely think that a lot more people can do stuff like this than they expect. A lot more people could be weird, can act more like better than they would ever expect they can, simply because it's just like it's just like all other acting. Honestly, it really is. It's not necessarily you have to be more weird. It's just like you're playing a stranger character than you would be for, say, like playing a character in Hamlet. You're playing a much different, more diverse character because you're different. You're a monster. You're a ghost. You're a zombie. Things that, you kind of have to be creative. You have to make up. You have to make up while you go. And that's the whole thing, which I don't necessarily think that it's flipping a switch between being normal to weird, or, from A to B. It's more like switching from one. You're not even switching, really. What it is you're starting at point A, and then you're putting on a mask over it and becoming number one. Not the other way, not going from A to B, 1 to 2. It's just you're man 1 second, then your monster another second. This is a prosthetic piece from my makeup that's falling apart while I'm talking. And I'm using it as an example because it's not necessarily you need to go from being totally normal to totally weird, but you're simply putting on a mask. You're putting on a show. You're becoming someone you're not necessarily, but not for the wrong reasons, just because you're having fun with it and doing it for acting. The people I've met there are very, very nice. They're very, very well people. I get along with everybody. I've never seen any bad interactions, really, from working there for 3 years. It's honestly like one big family. Everyone that comes there for more than 1 year is honestly like-minded. We all like doing the same thing. We all have the same passion. So it's honestly not like they're weird people. They're great people, just like me, just like you. Anybody can do it. You'd be surprised what you can do when you put on a mask. And that's all it is. It's not really flipping a switch between going from normal to crazy. It's just going from me to me with a mask. And then now I can do more because I feel like I have more confidence because I can be weirder because people don't know my actual identity, to whereas it would be if you were just there, trying to be weird while looking like yourself. That's exactly it. You're just putting on a mask. You're putting on a show. The whole thing's a show. None of it's real. No one's dying. There's not real zombies. There's not real ghosts, not there. So it's not necessarily, like this crazy switch that you have to flip to do it. It's just simply, I'm normal. Then I put on a mask. I'm different. We put on a show. We all have fun together. And that's really the main thing, is that it got me thinking that, how often do we do this in our normal lives, where we put on a mask or we put on a show for somebody that we think that we want to impress, someone that we want to fit in with. It kind of has to do with the same thing, where it could easily be made to the wrong reason, but acting, as far as plays, as far as Fright Fest, as far as these things go, it's really not the wrong reason. You can put on a mask, you can put on a show, you can be free, you can create this character. Obviously, it's not the real you, and it can easily, become something bad if it consumes you, and we've seen that in actors, and, like just a good example, Heath Ledger became someone he wasn't from getting into this role of the Joker all these years ago, but just putting on a mask, becoming creative, becoming someone you're not, just for the fact of a show. But you're never actually losing your own identity, and that's what people understand, is that I don't have to flip from being me to being crazy. I just have to flip from being me to me with a mask and having fun. That's really all it is. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope that made sense. You can read more about it in my research project if you'd like to read it. I'm sure we'll be posting it to the discussion board, or email me. And it was a lot of fun, and thank you guys all for everything, all the discussions and all the fun time we had. And thank you very much. See you.